Okay, so I strongly believe that even if you don't have that number of years of experience as a UI or UX designer, even if you don't have that rockstar portfolio, there's still nothing that is stopping you from becoming a kick-ass designer. Because there are so many examples of characters in our pop culture who did not have a formal title of a designer, but who still use design thinking in their day-to-day job and did wonders. And you know, as designers, we are people who are in love with other people. All our jobs are spent in understanding the needs, the pains, the dreams, the desires of other human beings. And then we try to create solutions that can hopefully add value to those human beings, right? But I have observed that whenever we give examples of good design, we only focus on the top of the pyramid. We only focus on the best products, or we only focus on the best designers. We rarely go outside of this scope and focus on other creatives who were not designers. And since design is fundamentally about human beings, then I think it is imperative that we should seek inspiration from non-designers as well. And this is the focus of this whole video. We will focus on this enigma, this rock star, my favorite David Bowie, and see what he teaches us about design and design leadership. Right, so David Bowie, he was many things to many people, right? Like I said, he was an enigma. He was an inspiration. He was an industry of his own. And when I say inspiration, I mean his work, his style of work, his songwriting, his social commentary, his philosophies, like everything about him was magical. And I have done some research to tell you three things that David Bowie teaches us about design. So stick around. Also, if you want to watch more videos on design thinking, on UX psychology, on UI tricks, then subscribe to my channel XY Talal. It has lots of content on design. Okay, so thing number one that we can learn from David Bowie about design is to always keep refreshing our approach, to always keep our approach fresh. In fact, let me read this quote from him. It is one of my absolute favorites. Always go a little further into the water than you feel you are capable of being in. Go a little bit out of your depth, and when you don't feel that your feet are quite touching the bottom, you're just about in the right place to do something exciting. So it's all about being outside your comfort zone. And David Bowie, from a star man to a jazz man to a soul man, he always kept changing his approach, right? And his songs also always varied from like Ziggy to Eleven Saint to Life on Mars. So the takeaway for designers here is that, you know, we often tend to fall into routines. We have created our own favorites, like we have our go-to color palette, we have our own favorite fonts, we have our own style, we have our own grid. And whenever deadline is approaching, we go back to our favorites and do the work with help of them, which I think is not fair to our clients or to our customers. They deserve better. We all deserve so much better than that. So now for designers, in order to create something that keeps us exciting, that keeps our customers and clients happy, I think we need to go beyond what is familiar to us. We need to keep pushing ourselves to go into, you know, uncharted territories and always try out new fonts, new colors. Do not settle for what we already know. Keep refreshing your tools, keep refreshing your design approach towards problem solving, right? Keep refreshing your design process. The second thing that we can learn from David Bowie in terms of design is to know our human history. David Bowie was a gold mine of historical information. I read somewhere that he was a collector. He used to collect all his findings and save them in a journal. And his knowledge on Renaissance, on church versus sign, on Industrial Revolution, on the boom of internet, and how human ego got so big that our greatest creation was just the bomb. His historical knowledge was sublime, and it was reflected in his songwriting as well. That's why so many people have a vivid understanding of his songs now. So what this means for us designers is that we should learn about our history. We should learn how decisions were made throughout the course of our existence, how technology works, what impacts human behavior, what motivates humans, how gamification triggers excitement in the users. We should know about typefaces too, like what were types and fonts before these MacBooks, right? So this will help us in making decisions in our designs that are well informed and have a historical context. And like David Bowie, try to collect all this information, try to extract signal from the noise, capture this information, save it in your journal or your digital diary. Inspiration is everywhere, so embrace it, collect it. And the final thing that we designers and design leaders can learn from David Bowie is to always surround ourselves with talented people. We need to subtract mediocrity from our life. And David Bowie was very conscious about who he surrounded himself with. He took the effort in hiring the best musicians, and then he just let them do their own thing, do their own magic. For example, musicians like Nile Rodgers, Robert Fripp, they were amazing people and they had also their own egos too. But Bowie saw something in them and he just gave them a free creative license to do their own thing. So the lesson for us designers is surround ourselves with designers that we want to become in the next 3 years or 5 years. Network with those designers that inspire us. And for design managers and design leaders, whenever you are hiring a design talent, make sure you hire the right person, make sure you communicate your vision to them, but then number 3, just let them be. Give them the creative license to express themselves. Do not micromanage them. Right, so these were the 3 things that I have learned from David Bowie and I wanted to share these with you. A quick recap. Number 1, always try to refresh your design process. Number 2, put some effort in understanding human history and human behaviors. And number 3, make sure you surround yourself with amazing, talented designers. Right, so we are at the end of the video. I hope you really liked it, and make sure that today is the first day of your journey in becoming that kick-ass rockstar designer. Please subscribe to my channel for more content on design. I'll see you in the next video.